Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have all the luck when it comes to business, and others just can't seem to catch a break? Well, scientific studies have shown that these so-called lucky people are just like you and me, except that they have a few different habits. They're generally more open to opportunities. They maintain a positive outlook. They like to try different things. And they often listen to their gut. The great thing is that these habits can easily be incorporated into our daily lives with very little effort. Professor Wiseman, a British professor who specializes in psychology, sent one of his students, Martin, to get him a cup of coffee from the store next door. When Martin entered the store, he found a £5 note on the floor. He picked it up and proceeded to join the line. While in the line, he chatted up a wealthy businessman. They started sharing ideas, exchanged contact details, and promised to keep in touch. The next day, the professor sent another one of his students, Brenda, to go get him a cup of coffee. She too brought the coffee back, and afterwards he asked them how it went. So Martin explained how lucky he was to first find a £5 note on the floor, and secondly, how lucky he was to meet a wealthy businessman who he may be able to work for in the future. Whereas Brenda explained how unlucky she was to get there when the queue was so long and she had to wait for so much time. But what neither of them knew was that the coffee shop was a setup and it was filled with actors. The £5 note was sitting there on the floor waiting for both of them, and so was the businessman waiting to be chatted up. The only difference is that one of them was open to opportunities and the other wasn't. In another experiment, Professor Wiseman brought together two groups of people. The first group was one that claimed to always be unlucky, and the other group was one that claimed to always be lucky. He gave them all an identical newspaper and asked them to count how many pictures there were in the paper. On average, the unlucky group took around 2 minutes to get through the paper, while the lucky group took less than 10 seconds on average. The reason that the lucky group was so quick was because over just about half of the second page, the professor had printed "Stop counting. There's 43 photographs in this newspaper." The unlucky people tended to miss this, while the lucky people tended to see it. The thing with lucky people is that they usually tell you a story about how they went to the supermarket and met the love of their life there. And the reason is that because these lucky people, they walk down different aisles, they look around and they try different things. Whereas the unlucky people tend to be laser focused. They go straight for that can of soup they're looking for and walk straight out the store. Lucky people often mention trying different things and going to new places, while unlucky people don't. And it's quite easy to incorporate this into your daily life by simply taking a different route to work or shopping at a different supermarket every week. Just by doing this, you, one, unlock your mind from the stale routine, but you also open yourself up to the world of opportunities that's out there waiting for you. In another study, the professor told a group of individuals about a story. The story included an armed robbery that happened at the bank, and during the robbery, a lady was shot in the arm. He then took the group and individually asked them how lucky they thought they were in life, and also how lucky they thought the lady in the story was. And one of the individuals, who's a self-professed lucky individual, said how lucky the lady was not to have gotten shot in the chest or the head, which could have been far worse. He even went on to explain how she could in fact sell her story to the newspaper and make some good money. Whereas one of the ladies, who claims to be very unlucky, couldn't understand how anybody could rate the story of a lady who gets shot in the arm as lucky at all. Like, it's just pure bad luck to get shot at all. The thing about optimists is that studies have shown that they tend to be luckier, they tend to earn more money, they tend to be promoted more often, and they tend to see opportunities for investments and make smart money moves. In fact, it pays to be optimistic. And one easy way to exercise this optimism muscle is by performing a daily gratitude exercise. Every morning when you wake up, just take 1 minute to write down 3 things that you're grateful for. This will do wonders for your gratitude and in turn make you more optimistic about life and thus make you luckier in general. Intuition is that gut instinct you have that tells you that something is going to be good or bad without any logical thinking or reasoning. You'll find it sometimes when you meet a new person and you just have a feeling that you're going to get along great and this person could be a great friend. Business people also get it when they just have a sense about a new opportunity. And mechanics have it when they can tell what's wrong with your car just by listening to it drive into their garage. Lucky people tend to follow and listen to their gut more often than unlucky people. Though that doesn't mean just blindly following your gut instinct wherever it takes you, but rather using it as a warning bell. So when your gut tells you that this transaction is too good to be true, or when your instinct tells you that there's an opportunity in the market, then using that warning to go and do your homework afterwards before making a final decision. There's several ways to connect and listen to this inner voice better. One of the most popular techniques is to use mindfulness or meditation methods. This will help quiet down the noise and the chatter in your mind so that you can have a clear view of your inner voice. Another way to help you is to improve your self-esteem. Because once you improve your self-esteem, you'll be more comfortable listening to your own decisions. A good tool to improve your self-esteem is to list off your accomplishments, whether it's on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And even celebrate all of your wins, no matter how small. Every time you get something right or do something good, just list it down and celebrate it in some small way. Because as you do this, you'll begin to trust yourself more and more because you realize how well you've done already. This will go a long way to improving your self-esteem and making you believe in your instincts and your gut. Some luck will always be involved. There's a certain randomness to life. But the final ingredient is still hard work. No matter how many opportunities come by your way, if you're not willing to put in the effort, then you really can't expect any good results. Getting lucky means finding more opportunities than the average person. But you still have to put in the effort to execute on those opportunities, or you won't be truly lucky. Thomas Jefferson said it best when he said, "I'm a great believer in luck, and I find that the harder I work, the luckier I get."